David Lee here from David Lee Down Under Podcast.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. We got a bit of an apology to make to you today. Just as this is for you guys out there watching the video version, this is exclusive. This little disclaimer is exclusive to the video version. We were recording the show today and we got about an hour 15 minutes in and realised the camera had shut off.
Yep.
Well, actually, we got about an hour 50 in and then realised the camera had shut off for an hour 40.
Yeah, it was hour 25, I think we recorded.
And then
it shut off.
And it shut off, but we didn't realise for like 20 minutes. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to
normally right over that too, because we keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't.
Well, yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So essentially what's going to happen in this show is you're going to be watching it for about an hour and 25 minutes, and then the vision will shut off. We couldn't be bothered going back and re-recording the 20-minute segment that we had. So essentially it'll shut off. At the time of recording this, I don't know what I'm going to do. I will probably put some sort of image up on the screen, whether it's just a logo or just a still image of us. I don't know. But yeah, so it's going to shut off for about 20 minutes. Don't worry, nothing wrong on your end. It's just fucking idiots over here. But then it will be back. At the moment that we realised that we'd fucked up, it will be back. And you'll get the last 20 minutes of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So there's a 15 to 20 minute part there. It was only a discussion on one.
It's just one discussion
on the one
segment.
topic. So
yeah. So anyway, enjoy the show. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one.
Should happen.
We'll see you on this one, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly
right.
So just watch it right through to the end. And
yeah.
We'll reappear after the discussion.
Yeah. Should we walk off so it looks like we've walked off and then we walk back in for the show?
Sure.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Oh, jeez.
Eat my shorts.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under Podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Dave Lee. We forgot to do the glasses. Very good. Very good. Welcome to the Dave Lee Down Under Podcast. I've already said that, haven't I?
You have?
I have. You can join me every single Monday. The podcast goes out on all the major podcasting platforms, all the little ones as well. But the major ones...
It feels funny when you say, join me Monday.
Yeah, because it's Friday.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, it goes out on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and Audible. I've done that without looking at the script for once.
Ooh.
The visual elements available on YouTube as well. If you're watching this, thank you very much. Welcome. That goes out on the Monday as well. But if you're a patron supporter, you can get your 2-day early access. It goes out on the Saturday, 2 days before the Monday. That's how it works. So if you want to get your early access, you can head over to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under, and you can sign up for as little as $1 a month.
Cheapy.
Very cheap.
You're a cheapie.
You can sign up.
You're real cheap.
You can pay me $2.
Alicia told me all the time.
Yeah, $5, $7, $1,000 a month, however much you want.
$1,000 a month would be right.
Be great, wouldn't it? Just need some millionaire to come on and be like, "I'll give you $1 million a month."
Ooh, just $1 million to do it for the next couple of years.
Yeah, it'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? Ooh. Then we can retire on top. Well,
nah, we've got to keep doing it because he's paid you to do it.
Anyway, the videos, the YouTube version, migrated to a new channel. So if you want to head over to the new channel, if you're watching, you're already on there. Just hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to the new Dave Lee Down Under Podcast channel. If you're not watching, you're listening. Head over to YouTube. Right, there's a link in the description down below. No matter what podcast platform you're listening on, it'll be down there. Click through, head to the YouTube channel, hit subscribe. Need to get the subs up to 1,000. Need to get 4,000 watch hours.
So don't get on and leave it running if you're not watching it.
No, don't do it. I can't tell you to do it. So please don't do that. So once we don't do it. So once we get up to all that, we can monetize the podcast. Don't do it. We can monetize the podcast again.
Is that subliminal Coca-Cola?
Yeah. Drink Coke. You can find me on YouTube, Dave Lee Down Under. That's the regular channel, the main channel, of course. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Letterboxd. I should say at the top of everything, I'm on Letterboxd. Actually, I'm going to write that into the script right now because I keep forgetting to say that. Letterboxd.
I keep forgetting to sign that up.
Yeah, I got to sign you up. I keep forgetting. People keep going, I didn't know you were on Letterboxd. Well, I got to shout it out on this because this is where the people listening to this, the people are going to follow me on Letterboxd. If you want to write into the show, you can shoot an email at daveleepod@gmail.com. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, please leave a review and a rating.
Only good ones.
Only the good ones.
Piss off with the bad ones.
Fuck off. It helps. The good ones help.
They certainly do.
Yeah. We beat the music again. Well, sort of.
Well, the music beat us. You.
Yeah. Sad.
I just interrupt a couple of times.
Yeah. Of course, that dismembered voice you're listening to next to me is...
Disembodied.
Whatever. Dismembered. Lost his arms this week. Old mate Rick.
Hey, guys. Hope everyone's well.
Yeah.
We're certainly well. Coming out of lockdown.
Yeah, slowly.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
We only had a short lockdown, so it wasn't too bad, I suppose.
It was supposed to be a week, and then it turned into, 3?
Two. It's only 2 weeks.
Sure.
No,
it's been ages.
No.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2...
When did I see...
No. It was 2 weeks, and then they eased some restrictions last week.
It was 2 weeks.
And now they've eased restrictions.
So it's been
further.
3 or 4 weeks almost.
So now we can go anywhere in the state we like.
Yeah.
Not just 25 kilometres from
You
home.
can travel down to Geelong and go to the football if you really wanted to.
Oh, too cold down there.
Yeah.
It's a little ice box down there.
So we're slowly getting back. There's some things that I've been having to put off because of the restrictions and all that shit. On and off. And then finally the restrictions are easing so I can finally get to this stuff.
Yeah, good.
Which I'm excited about. I won't talk about it yet in case it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, well.
But some things I'm very excited about and we can finally get them happening. It's been a big week.
It has been a big week in football. No,
I
won't do that.
Yeah. Can't copyright.
No, that's
copyright.
That's
Eddie
why
Maguire.
I stopped saying it.
1990. What year was this?
2, 3, something like that.
Copyright.
Yep.
Eddie Maguire.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been a big week in movies. Been a big week.
Sure, Casey Kasem or someone doesn't have that, or
yeah, probably. Geez, the international people aren't going to know who Eddie Maguire is.
No, don't need to know. It's all right.
Eddie's okay. But we won't get into that.
He's a TV personality.
Yeah, and sports connoisseur.
Just a bit. Started as a sports journalist.
Yeah. Anyway, I had that massive junket over the weekend. I was talking about it last week.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, massive. We'll talk about it a bit more later. But I had this massive junket Saturday, Sunday. One of the mornings I had to get up at 4 a.m. for it. So I've been a bit tired. Just throwing me off. You guys know if I have one of these early morning things or just something that throws my schedule out a little bit, I'm off for the rest of the week.
Yeah,
that's me. I'm done.
Been really left the centre this week, haven't you?
Yeah, I can't get into it. Been trying to just get that motivation. I think I'm finally back on track. Some stuff I've been needing to do, and I just can't get motivated to do it.
No,
it's all right. I've got one.
You'll get there.
I've got one tomorrow, actually, a junket thing.
It's decent time though.
It's a decent time. It's 9:30 a.m. So that'll be fine. It is. I can actually talk about that one.
Can you?
It's there's no embargo on it. They said you can immediately talk about it. I'm doing a Space Jam thing. I'm very excited about.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
With Eric Bowser, who is does dozens of voices now. Bugs Bunny. He's not voicing Bugs Bunny in the movie, but Daffy Duck, I think he's done in the film. Marvin the Martian. Foghorn, Leghorn, maybe? Heaps of them. Anyway,
nice.
So it's going to be like a drawing session. He's going to teach us.
Oh, that's right.
It's like a round table thing. And it's going to be like a drawing session where he teaches how to draw the characters. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. They're going to send like a little small package of footage. It's myself and a bunch of other journos, I guess. So I don't know, but I'm sure that they're going to send like a little package of footage I should be able to upload over the next few days. Or I don't know whether they'll want me to load it closer to when the movie comes out. I don't know. But I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm not under an embargo. I can talk about it. So
cool.
That's something to look out for. I'm very excited about it.
Of
course, the one I did over the weekend was for Fast 9.
Yep.
Fast and Furious 9. We'll talk about that very soon. I'll play you some clips and stuff. Very excited about that. Another big thing.
They were all pretty cool too.
They were great. They were fantastic.
Considering they'd been doing it for a couple of days.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days. Yeah, again, we'll talk about that in a moment. But another big thing, if you're in Australia, if you've been following the podcast, you would have also been following my journey of getting onto a game show.
Oh, yes.
A couple of months ago, I said that I'd applied for a game show. They'd asked me to come in and do a audition. Went in, I did the audition. I passed the audition. And then a few weeks later, I heard back from them, and they were like, "We want you to come on the show. Can we make it?" And then it was like, there's like this back and forth trying to figure out how to get it done because I had to apply for like a police check, and the police check took ages to come through.
That's right. That's delayed it by a week or so, didn't it?
Yeah, because I was supposed to go on, and they were like, "Oh no, because your police check hasn't cleared yet, you can't come on." Essentially, what happens with the police check is you apply and you should have it approved within 4 days. But if there's any issues or your name flags against someone else, or you have a name, or you have a common name, they'll flag it, and then it takes like a month for them to clear it, or like 2 or 3 weeks or something. So that's what happened with me. So many David Lee's around.
Yeah, well, I went and got my COVID jab, a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
And nearly 2 weeks ago. And I took my father, and he's a Dave Lee as well.
Yeah.
And when they pulled his name up, the woman behind the desk said, "Oh my God, there's a few Dave Lees."
Yeah.
And they had, what did I say, it was like three or four pages of David Lees.
So yeah. Anyway, it took them ages. Obviously, it was like, they have to do the manual review and make sure that you're clear or whatever. So then they cleared me, and finally they rang me. They're like, "All right, I've got your police check. You're coming on like in 2 days' time."
Yeah.
So I went in there, and actually I went in as I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast. I probably did. But I went in as like a standby contestant, and which is essentially like if someone doesn't turn up on the morning, you take their slot.
Yep.
So I went in, and then they were like, "Oh, sorry, everyone's here. So we'll try and get you in on another show another time." So they're like, "But you can hang around and just come in and like just set up, like watch everyone set up and stuff." So I got to like hang around a bit, and then they were like, "Oh," after a while they were like, "Oh, can you just?" I was like chatting with them and stuff, and they were like, "Oh, you know what? Can you just hang around for a couple of minutes?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll hang around as long as I want." And then eventually, like the head of the casting come and got me and was like, "Oh, I've got." Do you want the good news or the bad news? I was like, "Oh, whatever." And she goes, "Well, the good news is, the bad news is you woke up because that was like a 5 a.m. call time or something. It was like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Had to be there at the studio in the city down the Docklands. And they're like, "Oh," because I had to get up at like 5 a.m. She was like, "Oh, well, bad news is you got up at 5 a.m. for a 6 o'clock show." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, we got you onto a show at 6 o'clock because I do 2 in the day." She's like, "So go home and then come back." So I essentially went home, had lunch, had a nap, went back to the studio and filmed my show in the afternoon. So I got on the show. I can say what it is now because he's going to air.
This week.
Yes. I took part in The Weakest Link. Yeah, so they've just brought The Weakest Link back to Australia.
Yeah.
It's been off air since the 90s or like early 2000s at the latest, I imagine. A long time. So they've just brought it back.
We never had our own version anyway.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we did have one. Cornelia Francis.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, she did it. But I don't think it was. Don't think it lasted long. Because I always do. I do remember them playing the British one here. I'm sure they played the British one. So anyway, they've brought it back finally. I don't know how many episodes they've done, but it's been on for like 4 weeks now. They've been playing them out of order.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Because the episode that I did, the standby for, was like the second episode they played. And then the episode that I'm on is this coming week.
Yeah.
Or this week, if you're listening to the podcast.
Tomorrow night,
if you listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Tuesday night.
Well, if you're a patron, a couple of days' time. So anyway, I went on The Weakest Link. Obviously, I can't talk a lot about it. I can't say, I can say I've been on it.
But you can't say how.
But I can't say how I went, how the show went, or anything like that to keep the surprise factor. And I got a little. They sent like a little photo, like a group photo. I can't share that until after the episode's gone to air.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed doing it. We'll talk more about it next week. But if you are in Australia, I believe it's on Tuesday night at 9:20 p.m.
Okay.
It's on directly after, what's it called? That fucking monkey bar show. What's it called?
The gymnastics on
show.
Gymnastics on steroids.
Yeah. Oh, what's it called? The fucking biggest, not the Biggest Loser. That fucking,
No, I can't think of
Jesus,
that.
it's just completely gone from my head. Because the first episode this week has come back again. Oh, I don't know. What the hell is it called? The biggest fucking hell. Yeah, I'm looking it up. Channel 9 Gymnastics Show. It's just gone from my head. What is going on? It's not even. I don't even know. Channel 9. What a waste of time. Channel 9, Tuesday night. It's Australian Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Warrior, of course, yeah.
Australian Ninja Warrior. Hey, I know two people on that actually.
Yeah.
I went to school with them, yeah.
Georgia
Benora, who's
an
Olympian.
Olympic gymnast.
And Michael Snow, who is a terrific parkour bloke.
And does a lot of stunt work.
Films and stuff, yeah.
Hollywood films.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pirates and...
Yeah, he was in Pirates. He was in
He had an on-screen. He had an on-screen.
Yeah, he was on
Pirates,
Pirates for a few seconds. Yeah, funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he's great. He's parkour. He's been doing it for years. Like
Yeah,
even when high
yeah.
school, he was doing it.
Yeah.
He's like one of the preeminent guys doing it.
He's quite an incredible bloke.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
They're both great. I love them both. So yeah. Anyway, it's on after Ninja Warrior at 9:20 p.m. The Weakest Link. I'll be on. And yeah, you can check it out if you're in Australia. If you miss it, it'll be on the Channel 9 catch-up at 9 now.
Yep.
If you're overseas, you're probably not going to be able to watch it unless you have like a VPN or something, which I don't know if I should promote. But
You can get on to 9 now.
You can get on 9 now, whatever. But what I will do is next week we'll play some clips from the show.
Oh, okay.
And we'll have a laugh.
Yeah.
At my journey on The Weakest Link.
Have a laugh at your expense.
Just pull a few clips up because I know I'm just going to come out. I know I'm going to come off as an absolute knob. I just know it. So anyway, check it out. If you miss it, if you can't watch it or whatever, we'll play clips next week and we'll have a laugh and whatever else. So watch it. Find out if I've won the money or if I was the weakest link. You can find out. So, yeah, I'm very excited to see it. I'm a bit nervous, actually. I don't know what compelled me to do it.
You don't like watching yourself on some things, do you?
I can watch myself on the videos that I've done, but if it's like something that's not like my own video, I can't do it because it's out of my control. I don't have the control over it. So it's in someone else's hands. So if I do something stupid in front of the camera, I'm like, fucking idiot, what have you said that for? Or... what are you doing? You look like a knob. I can cut it out. I can control how I come across, but it's out of my hands this time around.
You'll see the real Dave.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. So, yeah, next week we'll play some clips, whatever else. It'll be fun. I'm waiting for, like, the commercials to come up. They'll upload, like, a commercial. I'll share it on Twitter and everything else. So that'll be good.
Awesome.
Hey, should we tell the story about the possum?
Oh, yeah, why not?
Yeah, I walked outside this week.
It's on Wednesday.
I was going to get the mail and like almost stepped it. Oh, this is good. Like if you're weak,
if you're weak and think out, or you're eating lunch or dinner or something,
or your breakfast,
just skip past this bit.
Yeah, maybe just like go down in the time code and find out the next segment. I was like walking out to get the mail, and something just compelled me to look down, and I'd almost stepped in what was like a big pile of guts.
Yep.
Innards of some kind of animal. Like literally the entire fucking digestive system was there.
Like
the stomach, the heart, the fucking, what do you call it?
Liver, the kidney,
everything.
Stuff, yeah.
It was the whole innard. So some animal had been gutted and the guts were left. Strange thing, there was no blood. There was nothing. It was just the fucking insides of some animal. We did some research and we found out Well, the next day, because it had been raining and stuff, so it was a bit wet.
Yeah.
The next day we went out, we saw a bit of fur everywhere. It was white and grey.
But couldn't really tell what it was initially.
Not at first, because I couldn't really see it. But the second day, once it had dried out or whatever, and half of it was gone, so something had come back and eaten half of it. So anyway, we did some research and we found out probably what's happened is the owls we have in the area will attack and kill and eat possums.
Because, of course, owls are predatory.
Yeah. So it's like Americans out there, it's just like a small marsupial, a little possum.
Oh, they have opossums and stuff like that.
Yes, completely different animal, though.
Oh, okay.
Completely different. So it's not an opossum, it's just a possum. It's similar. It's a similar sort of just little critter.
It's a big rat.
Yeah, big rat, really. They're nice. I
think they are part of the rodent family.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're cool.
They're a protected species.
Anyway, so some owl has probably attacked a possum and gutted it and taken the carcass away.
And we figured it was a possum because the fur.
That's what I was saying, yeah.
Grey and white fur.
Grey and white. Yeah. So that's what we're showing. But anyway, so that was our excitement for the week. I
checked it this morning to see what was left.
I don't know, yeah.
I'll get and check later.
Yeah, it's been raining. It's probably been washed down the street.
Yeah, it was just revolting.
It was horrible. I almost stepped in it.
Just revolting. And there was always little bits and pieces everywhere.
Yeah, it was all over. It was actually gross.
But that was all gone the second day.
Well, half of it was gone, yeah.
Like all the stuff that was just lying around, that wasn't attached to the other bit. That was all gone.
Yeah, but half of it, we've got a fox as well. This little fox keeps coming around. They keep seeing him down the side of the house.
Yeah.
So at first I thought maybe a fox had killed something. Maybe the fox came back the second night and ate. I don't know. But something's going on out there. Anyway, that is our little possum story.
But we heard hell of a noise on the roof the night before.
Do.
And it sounded like, because we hear possums on the roof and stuff all the time.
Yeah, crazy, man.
But we thought, maybe it's just possums playing up there again and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Some nights they're so noisy, I've got to go out there and flash a torch on them and stuff like that to get rid of them because they can't sleep with it going on.
They're crazy, man.
And that's what it sounded like. But we sort of figured that it might have been a bit of a fight going on between the possum and
or an owl just came down and went bang.
Yeah.
Anyway, poor thing, but that's nature.
Yep, can't interfere with nature.
No. That's what David Attenborough says.
Yep.
Can't just stay back and
leave
it alone. Anyway, so that's our gross story for the week. Awful. It's terrible.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock when I saw it at first.
Put a photo of that.
No, I'm not. No way. Awful. No, so I won't subject them to that. It was awful.
That was horrible.
Anyway, if you were skipping the possum story, welcome back. It's it. We've done the story. We're now on to what we've been watching this week, other than the possum. Not a lot. I mean, when I've been going through, I've had all these the imprint titles to watch from Viavision, that special edition wave of titles they do. What is that noise? Oh, it's your elbow. Anyway, I've been getting my way through all them. A lot of older movies that she can't be bothered talking about. I did watch a really good one, though, called The Gambler. It's one with James Caan. Mm-hmm. I've discovered recently just how fucking great James Caan was.
Oh, he's awesome.
I've seen all his later stuff, and I always thought it was cool. But his older stuff, like I watched Thief not long ago, so fucking good. And this one, The Gambler, is really good as well. I think Thief's still my favourite. Of course, there's Sonny Corleone in The Godfather. Yeah, but I don't remember it. It's been so long since I've seen it. But yeah, this was great. This is this guy. Actually, we watched the Mark Wahlberg version of it a few years ago. He's like a teacher, right. But he's also a gambler. He's having an affair with one of his students. Right. I believe was Brie Larson in the Marky Mark version. Which I enjoyed, but this one's very, very good. And it's very real. Like, his performance is quite raw, and they reckon... I've read a lot of things from people who have, like, a gambling addiction or some kind of addiction, that his portrayal or the way that the film portrays addiction is very real. And it doesn't glorify it. It's like this guy's descent into gambling and, you know, taking the small wins and then taking the big losses. And it gets this point where he's gambling for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Instead of, no, he doesn't expect that he's going to be winning, but he's just still doing it just because he's got to do it. Anyway, brilliant film. Really brilliant movie.
Yeah, it was good. I remember I watched it years ago.
Yeah. I was waiting all movie.
When year was it made? Do you know?
It's like 1970, maybe like 73 or something. Let's look. Gambler. Mm-hmm. 2014. 74
74.
was the James Caan version. The Marky Mark version was 2014. Was that Brie Larson? Let me look. I'm just going to clear that up. Brie Larson. Correct. John Goodman was in that too.
Oh.
Anyway, so I was waiting all movie for that Kenny Rogers track to kick in.
Yeah,
The Gambler.
no.
Gotta know when to hold 'em.
Know when to fold 'em.
Yeah, I was waiting all movie
Know when to
because for
walk
some
away.
reason I have always
Know
been under the
when to
assumption
run.
that that song was written for the film. It's not in the movie.
No.
The song was released like 2 years after.
Oh, really?
I was like, there's no song. Anyway.
It wasn't used in any film that.
I
The
thought it
Gambler?
was, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure it's been used in movies, obviously, but
Mm.
I always thought it was written for that. Obviously not.
Mm.
Other than that, I watched a couple of other older movies. One called Face Behind the Mask. Really terrific performance from Peter Lorre, who I found out, never knew this, but again, this is one of those Dave Lee bingo card moments where I'm talking about someone probably 90% of people out there who are listening don't know.
Yeah.
Peter Lorre, he was a drug addict, like his whole
Was he really?
career. Yeah, he was on like opioids.
Really?
Yeah, like his entire career, he's just fucking jacked up on drugs. Shit. And there's apparently multiple stories where he's doing it at the studio, and the feds or the fucking drug
DEA.
enforcement or whatever
Yeah.
they were at the time come and ransacked trying to catch him out. But someone like tipped him off. He was always tipped off, so he was never caught. Yeah,
Shit.
but apparently if you
Didn't know that.
Yeah, if you go and watch his later performances from like the 60s, 70s, he doesn't look very well.
Because he always looks dishevelled and doesn't really look that healthy all the time. But I just thought that was just his
he's
look,
on fucking opioids the whole time.
Wow.
Apparently, he's another classic case of someone who had an injury and was prescribed probably too much, or probably
got
illegally
addicted.
prescribed some sort of drug and then got addicted to it.
Mm.
Yeah, so I never knew that. It was fascinating. I watched this documentary on him after the film.
God.
Yeah,
Would never knew it.
Anyway, tangent. Wasn't going to talk about that, but I thought that was fascinating.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched that one. That was very good. That's another imprint one that's just come out. One called The Hollywood Story, which is a film noir. It's part of that film noir box set. That was okay. Bit of a generic film noir. But anyway, I'm working my way through all those imprints, and I'll do a video on them in a few weeks' time. Now, we watched, this is one Umbrella has just released on Blu-ray called Slither. This is one of James Gunn, if not James Gunn's first feature film, of course, who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, and has just done The Suicide Squad for DC.
Yep.
Wasn't
bad.
It was okay.
It's got a
It's like a
6.5 on IMDb, and that's probably about where it sits.
it's like a cult thing. People love it.
Yeah.
But it's not like our kind of movie. It's like a body horror kind of thing.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker, who's Yondu in Guardians.
Yep.
So James Gunn uses Michael Rooker in like all of his movies.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, they're like good friends. Nathan Fillion is in it, who James Gunn uses a lot as well. Elizabeth Banks is in it.
Yeah. Yep.
She's got a huge cast, a really good cast. It was good. Like it's a comedy horror. It's like a spoof of body horror.
It's a zombie film.
Zombie body horror kind of thing. Monsters. So I get what he's trying to do. It wasn't really my kind of thing, or really your kind of thing, really.
No, but it was okay. I mean,
It was okay. I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah,
One I've been wanting to see for ages.
We just sort of watched it. Oh, yeah, that was just
it was okay.
just a film.
But it was like one of those movies that you watch it, it's shit, but it's meant to be shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Not necessarily shit, but it's just
a
farce.
Yeah, it's not meant to be taken too seriously.
Yeah. So it was enjoyable. We watched, I watched one called Fire Down Below. This is another one of the older ones I watched. Yes, it was not good. This is one that had Rita Hayworth, Jack Lemmon, Robert Mitchum. Fucking great
Good
cast. Yeah. And it starts off as like this buddy comedy, almost like a Crosby, Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, like a Road to kind of buddy comedy, like the first 15 minutes. And it's like, and then these two guys that own like a tramp boat, and this woman wants like safe passage across to some other island illegally. It's like, it's going to be funny. And then it's like a love triangle thing. And then halfway through the movie, fucking Robert Mitchum and Rita Hayworth fuck off somewhere, and they disappear for the rest of the movie. Okay. And then Jack Lemmon's stuck on the boat, which has like this massive accident, and this like those big metal railings. What do you call them? The like fucking big. Like you would build stuff out of, like a big metal...
Oh, like a girder.
Girder, yeah. This massive girder falls on his legs, and he's like trapped in this boat for half the film. Crap. Anyway, if you want to check that one out, Umbrella's just released it on Blu-ray.
Oh, well.
Anyway, so we also watched Penguin Bloom, Naomi Watts. Who was that other guy in it?
What's his name? Griffin Murray Johnson?
No.
Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
so Naomi Watts. I love Naomi Watts.
He did a good Aussie accent too.
Yeah.
Because what's he, English?
Is he English or is he like Scottish?
I'm not sure. I thought he was English. It's not coming up.
I think he might be English. I think you're right.
British. Yeah, it just says British actor. So
yeah. Of course.
Somerset.
Yeah.
He was born in Yorkshire and moved to Somerset.
So of course he's
where my family comes from.
Oh yeah,
Somerset.
Yeah, and mine too.
You know, we're talking 150, 106, 50, 60 years ago.
So that's what our accent would have been like. Anyway, so he was in Love Actually. We'd recognise him from, but I think he was also in Walking Dead. Was he in Walking Dead? He's like one of the lead roles in Walking
he was.
Dead. Was he Rick Grimes, like the main character? Was that the top?
Rick Grimes, yeah.
Yeah, Rick Grimes, yeah. So people would know him from that. Anyway, it was a good movie. Australian film.
It was good.
This is one of those big, because they rolled out like a whole bunch of Aussie films at the beginning of this year to be like, welcome back to cinemas for summer. And this was one of them. The Dry with Eric Bana was one of them.
Yeah.
There's another one called High Ground, which we haven't seen yet. But yeah, it was okay. It was a fairly generic sort of like biopic sort of thing about this woman who becomes a paraplegic on holiday. Is that the right word? Paralyzed from like the waist down.
Yeah, paraplegic.
Yeah, and then this fucking magpie, they find like a baby magpie who's injured.
Son was found
magpie. Brings it back to the house, and they end up looking after this magpie for years, and it sort of becomes like a healing thing. It's a true story, but it was just like really generic sort of. Yeah. Like you knew it was going to happen. And,
exactly right.
That was okay.
Yeah, that was
nice, easy, like Sunday night movie.
And like it was visually nice.
Yeah.
Some of the I love watching the Aussie films for the scenery. It's beautiful.
Yeah. We also watched one called Synchronic. It's got Anthony Mackie and Jamie Dornan in it. Jamie Dornan's Scottish. That's where I was getting confused.
Oh yeah.
So I remember watching the interviews with him at the end. I think he is anyway.
No, he was, wasn't he? Sure.
Or was he Irish?
He's Irish.
He's Irish, yeah. There you go.
To be sure.
I knew I was off. Anyway, this is like this weird, trippy kind of sci-fi thing. Again, Umbrella has just released this one on Blu-ray for the first time. It's not that old of a film, though. Actually, I think it's just come out. I think it's a new movie. Maybe last year. 2020.
2019, I think.
2019. There you go, yeah. What did you think? It's a weird, trippy sci-fi movie, which is like, it's got like a bit of time travel elements. There's like this crazy drug that's going wild that transports
you through time.
Yeah.
And depending on where you are, in where you physically are within the landscape, will depend on where you land in history.
Yeah.
Which is really quite interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting concept.
Yeah, you liked it? Or
I didn't mind
it. It was okay.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
Really good concept.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done more with it. I'd like to see them explore it more. I'd like to see... it felt very simplistic.
Because he basically had to go back and save her.
Yeah, because one of his friend's daughter got stuck in the past and then didn't come. Oh, because you have to get back to the point where you landed within a certain amount of time or you don't come back.
Yep, that's right. You get stuck.
Yeah, you get stuck there. He's like a timer. The way they explained time was really great. It was like, because you've always said you had a theory that everything is happening at the one time.
Yeah, well, when you look at the history of the world and how old the universe is and all that sort of, well, God knows how old it is, but and we spend 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years on this planet. Well, our time in existence is really, really short. It's a blink of an eye.
It's like that cosmic,
in the whole term.
That cosmic calendar that I've spoken about in the past, where everything happens within the last second of the. If the entire history of the universe is a calendar, everything in recorded history of mankind is the last second of the last day on the calendar.
That's right.
So December 31st.
Yeah,
it's the last second of that last day on the calendar.
So that's a theory I've always thought about, was that maybe we live our whole life in that split second.
Yeah, but the way we perceive time.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, the way this movie sets it out is like they have like
giving someone a plot for a film.
Huh? Well, no, because this movie sort of almost
almost
that's why I'm
does
bringing
that,
it up, because they explain time as if it's a record,
a
vinyl record where all the grooves exist at the same time. So all the grooves is the entire history of time.
It's only one groove.
Well, you know what I mean. Stop distracting me. Fucking hell. So you got the vinyl record, you got the groove that goes around, right? And
depending on where you place that needle.
So you got a vinyl record, right? Jeez, it's confusing enough for them out there to understand this, right? So, okay, so you got a vinyl record and you've got the groove that goes around. And the whole groove, the entire record exists at every time, but depending where you put the needle, depends on what song you're listening to. So they describe time as if it's always existent, everything is always there and always existent. Depending on where you're dropped is where you live your life at. So
that's sort of my theory.
Yeah, so I think there's a pretty cool way to look at it. Whereas everything is actually happening at the same time, but it's just... So I like that. I like the concept, and I like I would like to see it explored more.
And and part of that theory of mine is that everybody's had a deja vu moment where you think, I've done that before. Why have I done that before? And that's an interruption in the space time continuum in your brain, I suppose. The matrix, whatever you want to call it. So that's where my theory came from. Was that we live our life like that?
Yeah. I like the simulation theory, which says that we're actually living in like some massive computer simulation. Conspiracy theory 101, this show's just turned into now. Yeah, exactly right.
God,
All the Matrix.
What other conspiracy theories could we got out there?
Jeez.
Let us know.
Yeah. So that was our movies this week.
Love a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, they're always great, aren't they?
Yeah, awesome.
Most of them are a load of shit, but
like
we just watched that Borat. We just watched those Borat specials on Amazon. Oh, so funny. They did that because they did Borat 2. They had so much leftover footage. They did like the 2 specials.
Yeah.
Like a couple of weeks ago, they dropped them. And then one of them is like an extended, like 40-minute look at his few days with those two guys, and they're just sprouting these stupid conspiracy theories one after the other. And then as a like a companion to that, there's like a series of these 5 to 6 minute shorts debunking all the theories. Yeah. So funny. We watched that last night. Anyway, that's all the movies we got through this week. Television wise, we started a Disney Plus show last week called The Mysterious Benedict Society. We've seen the first 2 episodes. We were embargoed last week upon even saying that I'd seen it, I think. But the social reaction opened a few days ago. By the time this goes out to general listeners on Monday, the embargo for the review will be up. But because this does go out early to patrons, I can be careful what I say. Mm-hmm. I can't review it. But I can. This is my social reaction. Is that Mysterious Benedict Society? It's got Tony Hale, Kristen Schaal, a bunch of kids. It's like a kids, almost like an Enid Blyton, son of like Mysterious 7, whatever those books were, Famous 5. Sort of like a kids detective mystery, weird sci-fi kind of thing. I
describe it like a boys' own adventure type thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I got to be very careful.
Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy's an actor.
No. They used to be...
Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys, that's it.
Yeah, the Hardy Boys. Boyzone. Wasn't Boyzone a boy band?
Boyzone, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I say Boy's Own Adventure, because that was a similar sort of...
Oh, was it? I've never heard of it. I've only heard of Boyzone, the band. Anyway, yeah. So it was like one of those kind of things. Let me see. What would I say that's not too reviewy? I will, of course, have a review up this week. It is an enjoyable program for the family, but I feel like it does gear itself towards the kids more so than the adults, and I feel like there's very little in there for adults to enjoy in general.
Can probably enjoy it watching with your kids.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think you can enjoy it in a family setting, but I feel like I don't feel like it's something I will probably watch the rest of the episodes of. And that's not saying whether I thought it was good or bad. That's
right.
So that's my social reaction. It's a great show for the family, but it gears itself towards the kids a little bit more than the adults. I feel like there's not much that the adults will get enjoyment out of, but it is charming and it's witty and it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my social reaction. So if anyone from Disney is watching and they go, hang on, you've reviewed it. That's not review, that's my social reaction. My social media. I'll go and post that on Twitter just to make sure. But I will have a full review up on YouTube. I don't think we'll talk about it again on the podcast. But yeah, if you want to check out my thoughts on it, you can go to YouTube. It goes on Disney Plus at the end of the month. I think they've just changed the date. So I'm hoping they haven't changed my embargo date. I haven't heard anything about it.
Who knows?
But yeah, so yeah, there you go. Mysterious Benedict Society. It's a Disney Plus series. Other Disney Plus series, we watched the second episode of Loki this week. Thoughts?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Very good.
Yeah, it gives you a nice little background. And
I like it.
Yeah. He's a wicked, wicked man, Loki.
Yeah. I'm shocked how much I'm enjoying it because this is the one that I wasn't that excited about.
He's fantastic.
He's great. I love the character.
Yeah.
I love Tom. Oh, I said Tom Hardy again. Tom Hiddleston. I think he's fantastic. But I'm just the show I wasn't that particularly interested in, or not interested in, not excited about.
And it almost feels like a different sort of portrayal of the character.
Yeah, it is.
Portrayal. Let's say
yeah,
portrayal.
Yeah.
Portrayal of the character.
Yeah, I felt that too. I was thinking about that. Pardon me. The other night, actually, I was like, it is a very different spin on the character, and it's almost like because Loki's always been the side character or one of the part of the ensemble, or he's never really been up front. You can really tell that Hiddleston is having a lot of fun actually exploring the character in this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually giving the character a bit more.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Giving him spit that out again. A lot more depth.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
Actually giving him something to do.
Yeah.
As well, other than just be there, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the main villain, one of the main villains of the Avengers. That's probably the most he's done in one of these movies.
Yeah.
He's had a great arc and stuff throughout the films, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more than I thought I would. But it's Marvel, so I was always going to enjoy it, really.
Exactly right.
Black Widow, I believe screeners went out to a lot of American critics as being sort of the social embargo has lifted, and there's kind of mixed things about it. I'm hearing some people saying it's quite good, others are like it's a bit of a fizzle.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. That's out in a couple of weeks' time, I think. So it'll be interesting to see what we think about that one when that comes out.
Yeah. Well,
they
haven't let us down yet.
No. There's been a few movies that have been like, it's good, it's not great. And
but they've all been watchable.
Well, they've all been watchable, but some of them are just not as great as the others.
Yeah, it's going to be like that with anything, really.
Yeah, so I feel like that's the impression I'm getting from this one. But I really hope it's great. I really want it to be great because it looks cool, like the spy element. I love, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, great. All the characters in it look fun. So I'm keen to see it, but I'm just hoping it's...
And how far, sorry, did you say how far that off was?
Early July. So
how far off that was?
Yeah, early July. So I think it's like the week after Loki finishes, it's out.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to overload.
Because what are they, about 6 episodes?
6, yeah, so there's 4 left of Loki. So probably 5 weeks off then for Black Widow. Really? I feel like it's not that far off. I don't know. Anyway, it's soon. Otherwise, hey.
Got it.
I did a bit quieter this week too. Double whammy. Deadwood update.
Yes, we did one.
Yeah.
And it actually wasn't a bad one. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah.
Apart from you falling asleep.
Yeah, because the first half was boring.
Yeah, they was building to something.
Yeah.
And then
and
it
I was
happened.
tired anyway. Yeah.
And I've gone, it's a bit of action for a time. And you go, what? Someone fell asleep.
Yeah.
So I had to rewind it and go back again.
Al beat the shit out of some guy
who
was taking pot shots off the roof at people.
Yep.
And he got him down. He's like beating the shit out of him for like half
an
episode.
Taking a pot shot at, what's her name?
Elma? Is that her name? Is that Elma or was it?
Elmsworth? Is that the
Elmsworth?
That's her surname.
I don't know. Name. I don't know.
Whatever it is anyway.
The fucking John. Who's fucking John? I'm thinking Timothy Oliphant.
Mm.
Oh, shit. I haven't forgotten his name now.
You had a long word.
I'm just, I know. Bullock.
Bullock, yeah.
Yeah. Bullock's wife. He's taking shots at her from the roof.
No, it wasn't Bullock's wife.
Wasn't it? Who was that?
No. It was the banker, the woman that owns the bank.
Yeah.
No, that's his.
Oh,
that's what he
one
wanted
on the side.
To
Yeah.
I can't remember it.
Alma. Isn't her name Alma?
Could be Alma, yeah.
I don't know. This is how out of the show I am at this point. I'm just beyond.
Yeah,
it.
so she was walking to the bank and someone was taking pot shots at her.
Yeah.
So Al tracked down who it was. Yeah. Got him into his office and beat the liver crap out of him.
Yeah.
And then finished up slitting his throat.
Yeah, that's right. It was a bit of action.
And they rolled him up in the carpet and took him down so he could feed him to the pigs.
Yeah. Oh,
that was good.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
That was good.
It was a bit of action.
Yeah, thank Christ.
After I fell asleep. So we've got 2 episodes left.
Thank Christ.
Because this is episode...
If the last 2 are as good as that one, it'll be okay.
Wow.
Not that it was great.
Well, what's
okay.
our theory been? Every time something good happens...
Yeah, the following episode's just like nothing's happened.
It's like nothing's ever happened.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Just trying to get the episode.
Just look. What are you trying to find the character?
No,
just character list.
Oh yeah, I could do that. But I was just going to look. No, I was going to look at something else.
So you've got 2 episodes left because, of course, this is episode 37.
Elma.
That's what I've been saying.
Elma Garrett.
Yes, I've been saying Elma.
Yeah.
I knew it was her. Anyway, 2 episodes left because this is episode 37 of the podcast. I think I forgot to say that at the top. So that means we'll watch 2 more episodes. That takes us up to episode 39. And then episode 40, we will have watched the movie, which is like the finale. So we can celebrate finishing Deadwood with our 40th show.
Thank Christ. Finally get it done.
Man, get it out of the way. I'm just over it now.
It's only taken nearly 20 years to get through it.
Yeah. Well,
and then we're going to work out what we're going to do next.
Well, I think we're going to start Mad Men next, aren't we?
Yeah, there's so many Mad Men, and there's that other Timothy Olyphant one, Justified,
yeah.
And there's bloody...
I can't do another Western after this.
6 Feet Under, and...
You watched all that, though.
No, I didn't.
I'm sure you watched all
No, it's only probably the first season and a half.
I haven't watched any of it.
But there's heaps of stuff.
Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
But Deadwood is done. It's off the table. It's... well, not yet.
Not yet. 3 more weeks.
3 more weeks.
And then it's no longer going to be Deadwood Tuesday.
Shit. I know. We're going to have to do like Mad Man Mondays or something.
Ooh, that's a good one. Mad Man Mondays.
Blake suggested it, yeah.
Mad Man Mondays.
Yeah. Anyway.
I like that.
So there you go. Now we saw a couple of big movies this week, new release ones. I've done reviews for these on the channel, so you want to check out in-depth thoughts on it. You can go and check them out. Firstly, of course, Luca, which is the new Pixar film. Thoughts on this one?
Loved it.
Loved it?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, very good.
Wasn't as good as some others.
No.
I like that, what was that jazz one? Soul. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
This was really nice.
Yeah.
And it had a really nice story about it and everything else. Yeah, and I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. Very good.
Of course, you and your mother having Italian blood and stuff, and us having been to similar towns in Italy that look like the one they use there.
Yeah.
Was added extra depth to it.
Yeah.
It was really quite beautiful. Quite a beautiful story.
Really loved it. Very simple movie too.
Oh, exactly right.
Just very simple. Not like you've gone from Soul, which is just so extravagant,
yeah,
whatever else. And this is just really simple story, simple, beautiful messages in it and stuff. I really, really liked it. The animation's nice in it.
The animation on everything these days is just gorgeous, isn't it?
So anyway, Luca was good. That's on Disney Plus now. Premier Access. No, it's not Premier Access. It's free to watch on Disney Plus, so you can check that out. Not going to cinemas, sadly. It is someone, a listener from South Africa wrote in and was like, we get it here in cinemas in South Africa.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I'm assuming they don't have Disney Plus there.
Oh,
and what usually happens is if the country doesn't have Disney Plus, they will open it in the cinemas.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. Like, I'm envious of you.
We're lucky enough. We got
the big screen.
Cinema to watch it here. But
so anyway, I was like, I'm envious of you. And he was like, I'm not going to watch it in the cinema anyway. I was like, all right. He goes, I've just bought a big 75-inch OLED television. I'm going to watch it. It sounds just as good.
And we were hanging for Gino DeCampo, weren't we? The whole time.
Yeah, because he did a little guest spot. Funny. Love Gino. Don't
blink, you'll miss him.
Yeah. It didn't even sound like him. I wouldn't know.
Not at all.
Well, did you know Sacha Baron Cohen was in it?
No, I was just looking at the list here now. I'm thinking
he was the uncle, the one with like the weird eyes and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Was it really?
Yeah. I think the one with the little light in his head. I think that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have known.
But yeah, that was good. Again, if you want to check out my full thoughts on that, you can head to my YouTube channel and check that out. We also watched this week Fast and Furious 9, or as it's called in America, F9.
Is it?
Yep.
It's not called Fast 9?
No, F9.
F9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
F9, the Fast and Furious saga. Because they give them a different name overseas. Yeah. It's a bit confusing.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious 9.
And we've said this before, it's no longer a car show. It's an action film.
Action films with cars.
Still enjoyable, though.
Yeah, I've had fun. I saw it twice. So you watched it once.
Yep.
It was fun. It was good. It was
fine. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best film we've ever seen. But
certainly wasn't the best Fast, but it's dumb, meathead, stupid action and
over the top.
Dumb,
it's all over the top.
Stupid. A lot of
totally
people don't
unrealistic.
Like it. But a lot of people saying they just hated it. But at this point, you just fucking lean into these films. Just take it what
just
it is.
enjoy them for what they are.
Yeah.
Don't go into it thinking it's going to be, like the original, the very first one.
Exactly right.
That was a great film.
Yeah.
It had a really good story, really good, story and everything.
Well, most of them had a pretty good story going through them, like the through line, up until sort of like Paul Walker, I suppose, passed away, and then it went a little bit off.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of them have had a decent story. This one doesn't really have much of a. I mean, the characters get some good character moments and stuff, but it's mostly just action.
Yeah.
And just dumb, stupid fun.
Well,
I had fun with
Vin Diesel's character goes through a bit of an arc in this one.
Yeah. Even like Tej and Roman sort of go off. They have their own little bits. Good. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I saw it twice.
Ludacris and what's his name?
Yeah, Tej and Roman. Yeah. Ludacris and Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah, love them. I reckon they're great. They're fantastic.
Now
really good value.
Yeah, I was going to say last weekend I took part in the global press junket for Fast 9.
Yep.
And I got to speak to Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris and Sung Kang, who plays Han, Nathalie Emmanuelle, who plays Ramsey, and the director, Justin Lin, who returns to the franchise for the first time since Fast 6. Yeah. So he skipped out the last two and he's back. I did get a chance to speak to them. I'm going to play you a small segment of my interviews with the film's talent. So the film stars, we'll play just a little clip of that here. Next week we'll play a clip from my interview with Justin Lin. If you want to check out the full interviews, I've got like a full 20-minute video up on my YouTube channel. You can go and check it out. All the interviews are back-to-back. But for the sake of the podcast, I will just give you a small little glimpse into my time talking to the cast of Fast and Furious 9, or F9. Enjoy it. This movie splits all the characters apart and everyone kind of goes off in their own separate ways. What was it like for you to kind of work in this smaller ensemble piece, independent from the rest of the cast, and kind of get some really great character moments?
Man, it's great to work in these ensemble pieces, man, because we're all family off screen as well as on screen, and that's what makes the chemistry so great. So, adding different characters, you have some characters that are dying, some characters coming back to life. It just lets you know that the Fast franchise, you never know what to expect. So we keep them guessing every time.
Well, I love those guys. They're so much fun. And, just individually, they're both just such big personalities and, both hilarious. And then you bring them together and then their kind of energy and, years of friendship, it's just great to be around. And it's infectious. You can't help but, want to get involved in the banter. And, yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it. And we have a good time together, so...
To be honest with you, I was excited to shoot some scenes all by myself until it was time to shoot scenes by myself. I'm just so used to doing scenes with everybody in the movie. I guess I got a little weirded out about doing scenes all by myself where it was just about Roman. And but it's something that Justin Lin wanted, and I am in no position to tell the director no. And when I seen the movie for the first time, I actually seen why he did it, and it all kind of made sense.
Oh, great. It's great to have that ability to, tap into different dimensions of a character, right? There's limited real estate in a film anyway. So, the fact that you get to actually go and, recall, storylines that didn't exist and, and create these flashbacks and, develop new characters and give reason to why, and create different layers is
each one of these movies, it gets bigger and crazier every single time. What's it like when you open up that script and you kind of go, oh, we're doing this now. We're going there. There's some pretty crazy stuff in this one.
Man, listen, I am happy as hell because we're beating Tom Cruise to the punch, man. And Richard Branson and Elon Musk. So going to outer space was really big for me. I read the script and I was like, yes. Now I can't wait for everybody to see it for themselves.
Well, it's Fast and Furious. Why the hell not? They really have there are really no limits, and they're really not afraid to go to the furthest, most wildest point of someone's imagination. And I just love that. It makes it just so exciting and fun.
Well, there's one scene and one moment in the franchise that I can't really speak on. It's a bit of a gag order. Yeah. That's there, but yeah, nothing really surprises me anymore, man. I think between the Fast and the Furious and Transformers, bro, I get to the set and I'm like, what are we doing today? And
oh yeah, it's harder as you get older because they expect you to just jump in like you're 20 years old, right? Or but look, I'm older, man. My back is not that great, and it's harder to get up, and those action scenes are not that easy to do anymore. But jumping into the character and into the set and with the cast and crew, it's very easy because a lot of the crew members, have been there since the first movie. So, they've been carrying over. So when you go back to set, it's literally like a family reunion. So there's a lot of familiar faces, the costume designer's been with us since, I think, Fast and Furious 2, So... there's just a lot of history. It's a lot of familiar faces, so very easy. Very easy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I had fun with that.
Who was your favourite? Did you have a favourite? Or
I don't think I can pick a favourite. I enjoyed speaking to all of them.
Ludacris looked like he enjoyed himself.
Ludacris was loving it, yeah.
I remember when you got notification of the junket.
Yeah.
I asked you to come and do it.
Yeah.
You didn't know who you were going to get. Yeah. And the first thing I said to you was what?
Yeah.
Oh, Ludacris and Tyrese would be good.
Tyrese, that'd be good, yeah.
And you got them both, which was good.
Yeah, it was awesome. The one I missed out on speaking to Vin Diesel wasn't even offered to me.
No. He probably only just did major outlets.
I think he only did major outlets. Jordana Brewster, Michelle Rodriguez, and John Cena, they had all done. They were all doing ones, They were offered, but I missed out on those. But I got all these other ones, so I couldn't be happier.
Yeah,
I was expecting to get like one person, maybe just the director or.
I thought it was great to get Tyrese and
Ludacris.
They're
fun. I don't know. I didn't have a favourite. I enjoyed speaking to all of them. They were all all really fun. And even I like Sung Kang is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's so laid back and just really cool.
Yeah.
And he's just so easy and so really easy to speak with. I really love Nathalie Emmanuelle as well. And she was bright and chirpy. I feel like everyone else I was speaking to, because it went over the 2 days, their junket went for like 4 days. By the time I was speaking to like Tyrese and Sung Kang, they had been doing the junket for like 3 days.
Yeah.
But I think Nathalie Emmanuelle, I think I had her on her first day and she was still really bubbly and she was enjoying it.
What a lovely young lady too.
She's fantastic, yeah. She's in Game of Thrones and stuff. She's someone who I've only really come to know through the Fast movies over these last few weeks. But yeah, she's done heaps of huge stuff. Game of Thrones, she's been in like...
Of course we've not watched that, so...
No, I haven't watched Game of Thrones, so I wouldn't know her through that. No. Or... what do you call it? It was like Maze Runner or something. She's done heaps of stuff, like heaps of big stuff that we've just not watched. But she was so great to speak to, and like I could tell that she was still enjoying it. Like her career, I think she's been acting for like 11 or 12 years or something. But someone who, I'm not saying that none of the others, were not enjoying themselves, but you could tell that she was just really having a lot of fun doing this junket.
Yeah.
And she was just great. They were all great to speak with.
Yeah, so she did the Maze Runner stuff.
Maze Runner, that's what I thought, yeah. I think she's in the television version of Four Weddings and a Funeral. She did some series with Kevin Hart called Die Hard. It's like a series.
Die Hard, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's done heaps of stuff. Heaps.
Unsinkable.
Yeah. So I enjoyed speaking to all of them. This is the biggest one I've done. The biggest junket I've done so far. And I know I had to get up at 4. Oh, I get up at 3 a.m. to speak with Nathalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a 4 a.m. interview. It was supposed to be at the end of my second day, but I think there was like a cancellation somewhere and they had to move me to 4 o'clock. I was like, I'll do whatever I have to do.
Yeah.
So I did it. Right. It was a lot of fun.
Don't get often to speak to these people very often.
No, exactly right.
Take whatever opportunity
What a
get.
Privilege to be able to just speak to people like this. So good. Like, it's what I've been building up to forever. And to be able to get stuff like this and get so many of them, so awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
So good. So next week we'll play some clips of my interview with Justin Lin, the director of the film. But again, otherwise you can go to my YouTube channel and just watch the full video if you're interested. It's up there. You can check me out talking to them all.
Yeah, they're all pretty good.
Yeah, so much fun.
The other day.
Yeah, oh, you did?
Yep.
Yeah, had fun.
When I hopped into bed, I thought, have a quick look at that before I go to sleep.
Yeah, it was good though. I had like 4 or 5 questions. I had 4 minutes with each of them. And
got a bit in though.
I got a heap in,
in that 4 minutes.
I had a bit in. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Before we move on, just a very brief kind of, again, like partners of the channel. I want to just talk briefly about Random Space Media, of course. They developing, they're putting together Blu-ray and DVD special not limited edition, but like special edition things. A lot of stuff that's not available on wide release. You've got to go to Random Space Media to find it. Some stuff you'll find on JB Hi-Fi. Again, they released like a 9-movie collection of the Fast films, for example. Whereas if you go to JB, you can get the 8-movie collection. Other stuff like what's that movie called? Happier Season is only available on Blu-ray through them. So they've been working with Universal.
Because some of their stuff you can get on DVD but not Blu-ray.
Yeah. So Happier Season was on DVD on wide sale, but you got to go to Random Space to get the Blu-ray. And I know a lot of people actually went and bought that at my after this promotion. Okay.
Yeah.
I've had heaps of people like, I've just bought Happier Season. So
cool.
So you can go and you can check out their website. Of course, you can use my code, which is Dave10 at checkout for 10% off. That goes until the 30th of June. So it's about to run out in like a week and a half. So head over there. They'll only ship to Australia and New Zealand at the moment. Shipping is free in Australia. Shipping to New Zealand is like $9.95. Some of their items are actually on sale. If you go to Amazon.com, they're selling a lot of their items through a third-party seller on there.
Oh, okay.
You obviously can't use the code, but like the big Battlestar Galactica box set that they've just released, you can get on Amazon.com through a third-party seller. So you can go and check that out. Also, kicks.com.au. I've teamed up with them in celebration of the new Indiana Jones 4-movie collection on 4K ultra high definition Blu-ray. And they've given me a code that you can use as well. You can go to kicks.com.au and use Dave15 at checkout for 15% off your order. That is until September 2021.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's running for a couple of months. It's not just for Indiana Jones. We've queued up this partnership to kind of coincide with that release, but you can go and use it on anything on the website. Pre-orders, sale stock. Same applies to Random Space. Both the codes can apply to pre-orders, sale stock, etc.
Awesome.
So go ahead and use one of those.
Just got to be said that they're not you get nothing out of those.
No, not affiliate codes. I'm not
they're
getting
just
paid.
Something for you guys to get something back. That's all.
Bit fun. I get a couple of DVDs here
and
and
to
there.
try and keep physical media
alive. I know in the country especially. I get a couple of DVDs here and there that I review for them, but otherwise I don't get anything monetarily or anything
just about
like
helping
that.
out a couple of relatively new, smaller outlets.
Yeah, exactly right.
Letting you guys know that's there.
Yeah. Well, apparently I know a lot of people have bought stuff with both codes, so that's good to
cool.
hear. Hey, let's play this week's edition of Shite or All Right.
All right.
All right, this is our favourite game on the show. It's called Shite or All Right, as I just said. I'll explain for anyone who's listening for first time listener, new listener, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Don't know why you have, but thank you for being here. Okay, so every single title on IMDb has a randomly generated URL. Yep, it's probably not that randomly generated. It's probably
catalog number.
So every URL has a catalog number in it. 7 numbers. It starts with a 0 and then goes up. Tummy. Is that your stomach?
Water, yeah.
Oh,
no, it's just the water.
Jeez, I could hear that through the headphones.
Gurgling along.
Yeah. So basically we will go in, we'll punch in a random number, and whatever comes up, we've got to read the synopsis to the other person. We can't tell them who's in it, can't tell them the name or the year or anything like that. We just pull up just a random number and we read it to the person. And now the other person has to decide whether the movie is shite or...
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we determine whether a movie is shite or all right depending on the IMDb score. We've always figured that a movie that's below a 5 is usually not going to be a very good movie. So anything from 0 to 5... Sorry, anything under a 6 is usually a bit suspect.
Can be a bit dodgy.
Yeah, so anything from 0 to 5.9 is... And anything from 6 and onward.
All right.
Yeah, so that's the basic rules of the game. And now we've been doing this for quite a number of weeks. And I keep saying, I need to keep score.
Yep.
I need to go back and count all
and of course you've got the time
scores.
to do that.
Huh?
You've got the time to do it too.
Well.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. That's why I just keep putting it off and I keep forgetting about it. So I keep saying, I got to go back and just get the tally of the score. And I've been saying this for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yep.
And obviously Jeff B., who's a long-time watcher, listener, follower, patron, he has taken it upon himself, because I'm so lazy and haven't done this, obviously. He's gone, I'm going to take it on myself. He's gone through every single episode. He's sent through a spreadsheet. He's done he said he spent hours doing it. He had nothing better to do. He's done a full spreadsheet to he's got all the films we've covered, who's got them right, who's got it wrong. So we finally got a tally. It is 12-7 in my favour at the moment. However, you are on a deficit of 2 movies.
Right.
So you've given me two more shite or rights than you have had. So we're going to try and even that out over the next few weeks.
Okay.
We'll try and figure that out. So thanks for that, Jeff. I've said to Jeff, I said thank you for doing this. I'm lazy, and I can't be bothered adding to this every week, so you are now my official scorekeeper. And he said, that is fine. Every week, he said he's going to add to it and he's going to send it through.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't be bothered. I got too much other I knew, and I know I will forget, and it will just keep slipping my mind. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Let's do it, huh? Let's pull up some Shite or All Right.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's do it.
I don't know who started last week. I think it was probably me, but it doesn't really matter. So how about you go first this week?
All right, I'll give you your first one.
Sure. Of course, we've got an assist as well. We can both use an assist. He's written that on the spreadsheet too, who used an assist and who didn't.
Has he?
Yeah, it's like full in depth. It's great. Yeah, I love it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, an Edinburgh professor and assorted colleagues follow an explorer's trail down an extinct volcano.
Oh, interesting. Don't know it. This is one you pulled up, yeah? Because we got a couple sent in this week.
Yes, this is one I pulled up.
Oh, it sounds like it could be like a Jules Verne kind of sci-fi, but they're going down a volcano. I don't know. I'm going to say it might be okay. I'll say like it might be just all right.
Might be just all right.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It is.
All right.
In fact, it's a 7.
Oh.
It's got a 7.
Yeah.
And this is one I just punched the numbers in and just randomly pulled up. Journey to the Centre of the Earth.
That's right. I knew it. I knew it was Jules Verne.
Yeah, 1959.
Journey to the Centre of the Earth.
So, yeah,
I knew it sounded
awesome.
too Jules Verne.
Bit over 2 hours, and it's got Pat Boone.
That's the first thing that popped into my head.
James Mason, Arlene Dahl, Diane Baker.
Yeah. It's a good film.
Yeah, really good film.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There you go.
That was bizarre that I pulled something like that out.
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah, because I knew it. I just thought like a group of scientists going. I don't remember them going down a volcano, but it just sounded like Jules Verne.
I just sort of changed it a little bit because it might have given it away. But it actually says Icelandic volcano to the Earth's centre.
There you go. Yeah.
So I didn't.
Yeah, so they go down through the volcano into the centre of the Earth.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I half got it right.
Exactly.
Jeff's even written on the thing whether we knew the film or not.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'll never be able to pick them.
You might do. You never know. Okay, I've got one for you.
Doubt it.
I've got one for you today.
Can't remember what happened yesterday, let alone
True.
Film.
All right. Oh, this one. Okay. I'm going to read you the character names. It's not going to give away anything. Daisy is the love of Ken's life. She is also large and very pretty and on the dole. But Ken is a dreamer. All his dreams to make a fast buck ending up where they started as dreams. With the rent unpaid, the bailiffs at the door, and Ken's dreams in tatters, Daisy sets out to bring home the bacon and gets a job in the local factory. There she meets Marlene and half a dozen other large women who are all united in a secret passion. Sumo wrestling.
Oh, jeez.
Ken doesn't know what's hit him.
Female sumo wrestling.
Fantastic.
Oh, my God.
What do you reckon?
Oh, I love that.
This is, I'll read you, I won't count this as one of your assists, but this is one of the reviews that was written for the film. It comes from The Mirror, The Mirror in the UK. It's the female answer to the Full Monty.
Oh, you're going to love it.
Yeah. Is it a shite or right?
That'll be all right.
Unfortunately, it is a shite.
Oh, damn.
I
probably should have known that. I should have known it was going to be shite.
It's fine.
But it's just right up my alley.
It sounds great. It sounds fantastic. I reckon it'll be fun. It's a 5.3. It's called Secret Society. Obviously, it's a comedy. It came out in 2000. I don't really know anyone who's in it. Charlotte Britton, Lee Ross, Annette Badland, and Sharon D. Clark. They're the only ones that have pictures on their IMDb account.
I got no idea who they are.
But there you go. So it's called Secret Society. And, interesting.
I should have known that was going to be shite. But it just sounded like something that would appeal.
Sounds really quite fun.
Warped sense of humour.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. There you go.
God. Anyway.
Next one.
Your next one.
Yeah.
When God appears to an assistant grocery manager as a good-natured old man, the Almighty selects him as his messenger for the modern world.
Oh, go again?
When God appears to an assistant grocery manager as a good-natured old man, and the Almighty selects him as his manager for the modern world.
Is this Bruce Almighty?
Nope.
Sounds like Bruce Almighty.
It does, doesn't it? It does.
Shit. Evan Almighty? No. No, he's got to make the arc in Evan Almighty. Oh, shit. I don't know. Could this be a comedy? Could this be some like serious like 1940s like drama? There were a lot of like kind of esoteric sort of films like around the 1940s, like Here Comes Mr. Jordan and stuff like that, where it's very much like very biblical and I don't know. I reckon it sounds okay. I'm going to say it's all right.
It's okay. You don't want an assist on this?
Is it going to help?
Might do.
Give me an assist. Why not? I'll take it.
So you want what, the first three?
Yeah, give me the first three actors in it.
John Denver.
Yeah, right.
George Burns
Right.
and Terry Garr.
Oh, right. So it's like 70s-ish, I'd say. They're all okay. I'll stick with my all right, but maybe just all right.
Okay, so drum roll.
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Got it
all
right again.
Good, yes.
Film called Oh God.
Oh, God, interesting.
I've told you, John Denver, George
Yeah.
Burns, Terry Garr, Donald Pleasance,
Oh, yeah.
Ralph Bellamy,
Oh.
William Daniels.
Is it a
Good
comedy
cast.
or is it a drama?
It's a comedy,
Yeah.
fantasy comedy.
What year?
77.
Oh, there you go.
It was actually a good film. I remember it when I put it up. I thought, oh my god, I haven't seen this one for
Oh, my
years.
God. Oh, God. Yeah.
So it's actually a really good film. Really enjoyable.
Oh, there you go.
And it's got a 6.6.
Oh, shit.
So
Interesting.
yeah,
Have to check
which is
it
about
out.
what you'd expect from something like that.
Yeah. All right, I have got another one for you. This is from my personal pickings. All right. A Navy lieutenant is borrowed by the British to supervise torpedo experiments after one of their scientists is killed.
Go again.
A Navy lieutenant is borrowed by the British to supervise torpedo experiments after one of their scientists is killed.
Assist.
You want an assist, all right? So what, first three actors?
Yep.
Gene Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
John Justin, and Bernard Lee.
I want to say it'll be all right.
Think it'll be all right?
I like Gene Kelly films.
You like Gene Kelly? I love Gene Kelly. He's one of my favourites.
Probably going to be shitty.
All right. It's your final answer?
Yep.
It's... Yeah.
Both wrong this week.
Yeah.
You pulled further ahead.
Yeah, I know. It's called Seagulls Over Sorrento. I love Gene Kelly. He's one of my top favourites. I've never heard of this. It's also known as as Crest of the Wave. It's got a 5.6. It's a war drama from 1954.
Well, I should have known because they were a lot of that sort of stuff from that era.
Yeah.
Were watchable films, but they weren't great films. They were
Yeah,
just
I know.
watchable.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's also got a bunch of people you wouldn't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, now we've got 2 sent in this week from our friend Sam. All right, you read the first one out.
No, you taking the first one or the second one?
I've taken the top one. The
Okay,
first
so
one.
I'll take the bottom one. Let me pull it up because I wasn't
Yeah.
sure which one you were going to take.
Yeah, I took the top one. I think. Let me double check. Yeah, I took the top one.
So you got the 078.
Yeah.
Oh, I reckon you might guess this one.
All right.
Okay.
Mm.
Let me just have a quick read to make sure there's nothing going to give it away.
Yeah.
Okay. A rescue crew investigates a spaceship that disappeared into a black hole and has now returned with someone or something new on board.
Oh.
Actually, you may not know this one.
It sounds familiar. Oh, a crew. Go again.
A rescue crew investigates a spaceship that disappeared into a black hole and has now returned with someone or something new on board.
Jeez, it sounds really familiar. It sounds like Alien. Sounds like the first Alien.
It does a bit.
Or The Black Hole, old Disney film.
Oh, okay.
I'll say it's all right. I'm going to guess it's all right.
All right.
6.7,
Ooh.
made in 1997,
Yeah.
Event Horizon.
Oh, I watched it not long ago. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I thought you might have.
Sam Neill and who else was in that? Jeff Goldblum? No, not Jeff
No,
Goldblum.
it's Lawrence Fishburne,
Lawrence Fishburne.
Kathleen Quinlan, Sam
Yeah.
Neill,
Sam Neill. Well, I think Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic
Jason,
Park.
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs. Yeah, I watched that not long ago. I reckon maybe like 6 months ago. That's why it was familiar.
Yeah, I vaguely remember you watching it.
All right, I've got one for you. Here we go. All
Yep.
right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, I won't read you the name of this character. I'll just say like a warrior leads a ragtag group of adventurers on a quest for a princess.
A warrior leads a ragtag crew
Group.
group.
Same thing. A warrior leads a ragtag group of adventurers on a quest for a princess.
Sounds like it could be a bit of a fantasy film.
Mm-hmm. This one actually directed by Richard Fleischer.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to say that's going to be okay.
So it's
No,
all
it's going
right?
to be shit. It's going to be shit.
Sure.
That's going to be shit.
It's going to be shit.
It's going to be shit.
All right. It is. Yeah.
I got one right,
You got
Richard.
one right. Yeah. 5.9. Only just. You're on the cusp.
Right on the
It
edge.
surprises me because it's a bit of a cult film, and you will know this one.
Yeah.
Conan the Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think this is the second one, though. Conan the Barbarian was
Was the first, yeah. Yep, that's
Conan,
right.
which I feel like will probably maybe have a better rating.
Conan the Barbarian, yeah.
Conan the
probably will
Barbarian
have.
has a 6.9.
Yeah,
But Conan the Destroyer, 5.9.
yeah.
A couple of notches
So was it
down.
the second one, yeah?
That's the second one.
Was that,
Conan.
how many Conan were there?
2.
Only the
Well,
two.
he did 2, and then there was a remake.
Oh, right.
I don't know whether there were maybe more in between, but he certainly only did 2.
Mm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Grace Jones, Wilt Chamberlain,
Grace Jones,
Olivia
geez.
d'Abo. Heaps of people were in that, yeah. Oh, so there you go.
Ah,
Conan.
Conan.
So you got 1 this week, luckily.
Yep.
I got 3. That means I'm on 15 and you're on 8. But you're still at a deficit of 2.
Yeah,
You're still owed 2 more.
That's still not going to...
That can take you to 10. And then it just takes you...
Then you're only 50% more than me. Another 5.
Yeah, but I'm only 15. Oh, no. So what am I on? 15.
Yeah.
I'm on 15 and you'll be on 10 and it only takes you 2 weeks to catch up, 2 or 3 weeks. But you got to rely on me not getting any.
Exactly right.
It's just luck.
That's the problem, just trying to find a film that you don't know.
It's luck, though. Half
Yeah.
these I don't know. It's just luck. Pure dumb luck.
Yep.
Look,
Fair enough.
So that was this week's edition of Shite or All Right.
All right.
Once
If,
again,
if anybody wants to go searching for some,
yeah, send us in just anything.
Send us in.
You don't need to pull up random stuff. Just anything that you think is.
Or if you want to do a random, just go into the search function in IMDb and type in TT
Yeah.
0
Yeah.
and then 6 numbers.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you just have a movie that you think will trip us up, whether it's a really great movie or a really shitty movie, just send them in, please.
Yes,
Send them
do
over.
Do it.
Thanks again to our friend Sam for sending in 2 this week. All right, so it's just a little bit of news this week we'll quickly go over, and then we'll round the show out. Loki, we were speaking about it earlier. Disney has announced that it is the most watched Disney premiere ever.
Oh, surprises me.
Yeah. Bob Chapek, who's the new head of the company, take over from Bob Iger.
Iger, yeah.
He says episode 1 was the most watched premiere on Disney Plus during its opening week. It beat out Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was the previous record holder, which itself beat out WandaVision, which itself beat out Mandalorian Season 2.
Fair enough.
Again, of course, they have not given numbers because they don't.
No, they don't.
They just don't. They don't have to give numbers.
No.
But Samba TV, which is a third-party viewer tracking app, which apparently tracks viewers from like 2.5 million US households. No. Is that right? Oh, they clock streaming viewership over 3 million households who tune in for at least 5 minutes.
Right.
But the sampling doesn't include mobile viewers. It's just television. So anyway, Samba TV has reported that through their service, it's the best that their service has ever seen, with 2.5 million US households. For Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they reported 1.8, and WandaVision, they reported 1.6. But of course, Disney hasn't given numbers because they don't have to. But Marvel Studios president and chief creative officer Kevin Feige said at a Paley discussion that when it comes to success in the streaming world, I'm still learning and figuring out. All the different streaming services have access to their own information but don't share it so easily to the public or across services. We knew what success meant at the box office. That was very clear. There were numbers to compare it to. One sign is social discussions of reviews. That's been helpful. So there you go. So that's the biggest one.
That surprises me.
I'm very surprised.
Oh, Falcon and Winter Soldier would have.
Yeah, but I think this is now proving what we were saying last week, is that all the Marvel people tuned in for WandaVision. All the Marvel people tuned into Captain America, but it's also these people who have now discovered the Marvel Cinematic Universe through Disney Plus who are now going, I'll tune in for the next one as well. So then all the Marvel fans and all these new fans, they all tune in. Yeah. It's like how YouTube works, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
The more subscribers you grow, you pick up new people along the way, and your videos will get more views within the first hour, the more subscribers you get. So it's just a very, obviously the more people they're picking up along the way, more people are tuning in. So there you go. Absolutely crazy. But as a result...
Yeah, it's mad.
As a result of this, because now Loki's been on Wednesdays instead of Fridays...
that's right.
Because it's usually Fridays.
Yep.
They, as a result of how well Loki has been performing on Wednesday, what are you looking for?
I just heard something buzzing. Huh?
No, I didn't hear it. So people didn't quite know why they would put Loki on Wednesdays. People had suspected that maybe Disney Plus had so many original series now that they were going to start rolling out shows, starting to roll out like maybe a show a night going out. So you'd have like a new show every night, like traditional TV.
Yeah, that's right.
But it seems that I think maybe they were just testing to see what night might work best.
Right.
As a result of how well Loki has been doing on Wednesdays, Disney Plus will now debut all TV series on Wednesdays.
Oh.
Yeah. So going forward,
I suppose maybe that's the reason why it's bettered the others, as been its highest.
Yeah, because it's a Wednesday night, but that's probably what they figured. They'd have all the stats. And stuff.
Exactly.
Same like YouTube. I will have better performing. There will be days that perform better for my content.
Yeah, that's right.
I put my big videos up on a Tuesday, Wednesday because it's always good for views. Weekends views tend to trickle out a bit because people are out. Friday night. I never upload a big thing on a Friday night usually, if I can avoid it. So anyway, so they're moving all their series to Wednesdays, but original movies and Premier Access movies will still premiere on Fridays. So they'll keep that traditional movie opening window of a Friday night.
Yeah.
Which is what it is over in the States. Here it's Thursdays. We open cinema. But we will, as a result, follow them and have the movies on a Friday. As a result, a bunch of upcoming Disney Plus series, including Monsters at Work, Turner and Hooch, Behind the Attraction, Chippendale Park Life, Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse, Season 1B, a bunch of others. All the release dates on those have changed by 4 days later. So instead of bringing them earlier 2 days, the Wednesday of the week they're supposed to debut, they've pushed them into the next week on a Wednesday.
Week, yeah.
So I won't read all the dates, but you can check it out. But so, for example, Monsters at Work, which was originally supposed to open July 2nd, is now July 7th. I'm really keen to check that out. I'm very excited about that.
I'm keen to see Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, me too.
See what they do with that. Who's in that?
Josh Peck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from Drake and Josh.
Yep.
So he's going to be in that. It looks pretty cool.
Mm.
Another exciting thing, again, Disney again. Disney, now remember...
Now, this one excites me.
This excites you.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a Beatles fan, right?
Oh, huge fan.
You're a Beatles fan.
Huge Beatles fan.
Now, you've been waiting for this movie for a long time.
A long time.
Now, essentially, Disney announced... Well, Disney didn't announce it. Peter Jackson announced a number of years ago that he was working on a Beatles documentary. What happened in 1969 when the Beatles were recording their final albums, of course, Abbey Road, but more predominantly, they were preparing to record a live album, which eventually became Let It Be.
Let It Be, yep.
And famously, the band ended up breaking up during the sessions.
Yeah.
Abbey Road was...
I think they'd basically decided to.
Abbey Road was recorded before, but released after.
Yes.
So Abbey Road was the last studio album, but Let It Be, it wasn't actually supposed to be... They were supposed to be doing a live album, but they broke up halfway through it, and essentially what happened with all the recordings is they just ended up getting mixed. These were all just rehearsal recordings. They ended up getting mixed later and turned into an album.
Yeah, that's right.
They had a filmmaker called Michael Lindsay Hogg filming them the entire time because they were going to coincide this live album with a television special, which was charting the Beatles making an album. Essentially, again, they broke up halfway through making this album.
Yeah.
It's like Ringo Starr stormed off one day and they had to coax him back, please come back.
Oh, there were arguments between George and Paul. And
John and Paul, and they all they just broke apart. So they did release the film originally as was it called Let It Be, the original film? Yeah. Went to cinemas, and it didn't paint a great light on the band or particular members of the band as well. Came off looking...
I think Paul came off the worst out of all
that. And this is a film that I don't think ever got a home media release. Maybe it got a VHS release, maybe one VHS release in the 70s or the 80s or something.
Remember.
But you haven't been able to get it.
No.
For forever.
No.
The only way you can, there's bootleg that's floating around, that's been floating around out there for years, and it's been the only way you can find it. Peter Jackson, filmmaker behind The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. He did that really terrific documentary for the BBC, They Shall Not Grow Old, that World War One doco where he colorized it. Fucking great doco. Watched it twice. Loved it. He has been given the access to this footage. He's the first person to have been given access to this footage in 50 odd years. Yeah. Nearly 60 years.
What was it, 69?
69, so 50, 3 years or something like that. So he's the first filmmaker who's been given access to something like 60 hours worth of footage and hours and hours of audio recordings. Obviously, most of it, other than what was featured in the original documentary, has never been seen. Now, they announced it probably 3 years ago that they were redoing... Peter Jackson is going in and redoing the film.
Yeah.
And releasing it as The Beatles Get Back. But what they found in going through the footage is that there is a lot of really vibrant, happy moments in there. And that the original film may not have painted the best picture or even the most authentic picture. So Peter Jackson has spent the last 3 years scouring through all this footage and pulling out some really great moments and planning to release it as a movie. Was supposed to go to cinemas, COVID delayed it, and then it's just been kind of radio silence since. It's still been on Disney's release schedule.
Yep.
But radio silence. Yesterday, they've announced that they're going to release it, finally, but it's going to Disney Plus instead of theaters, which is a bit of a shame. Silver lining, though,
I don't mind.
Is that no longer is this going to be just a 2-hour feature film.
Yep.
They've turned it into a 3-part, 6-hour event series.
Oh, my God. I'm going to be in heaven.
3 nights, 3 consecutive nights in November, I think over Thanksgiving weekend. They're going to release 3 2-hour parts of this doco. And for the first time ever, the entire rooftop concert is going to be part of
my
it.
God,
We've seen bits of
hanging
it.
for it.
We've seen remastered footage of. Well, obviously Peter Jackson's gone through everything, remastered it all. It's going to look gorgeous,
Beautiful.
But we have previously seen like 4K remaster of a majority of that concert.
Yep.
And remember that Ron Howard documentary? Ron
Yeah,
Howard
yeah,
did
yeah,
one?
yeah.
When we saw that in theatres, at the end of it, they played like 20 minutes worth of the concert.
Yeah, that's right.
But now we're going to get the full thing. I don't know how
Awesome.
long it went for. Maybe it was like an hour or
It
something.
wasn't that long. I think it was like 40 minutes or something
Yeah, so
because the cops come and shut them down.
Yeah. So I don't know how much of that footage we haven't seen, but we will get the full concert now
Yeah.
for the first time ever. It's going to be so good.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see the Peter Jackson's treatment of it because a lot of the I don't really remember the time. I was too young to remember, but for the years later when I sort of got right into them and all that sort of stuff, you read a lot of stuff that Yoko Ono copped a lot of the blame for the Beatles breaking up, but it actually wasn't her doing at all.
Yeah.
And in fact, they all got along really well with her.
Yeah.
From what you now see and hear.
Yeah.
And it was just more about Paul and Paul being a perfectionist and wanting to take control and them not wanting because the I suppose the disintegration of the band really started when Brian Epstein died.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was in 1966, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And they had managers that were, basically ripping them off and wanting to take control, and Paul didn't want them to take control and all these sorts of things.
I think Phil Spector did Let It Be in the end and
Yeah,
completely destroyed their vision for the album.
Right, okay.
Because remember they did Let It Be Naked? Was it called Let It Be Naked?
I think it was called, yeah.
Which was like a stripped back version of the album. Didn't have the orchestral shit and all that. It was the original, what Paul had originally envisioned. So there's a lot of just shit going on at the time.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this sort of clears a lot of the a lot of those sort of rumors. Because I mean, even with me, I mean, I from the position, the place where I sit watching all this sort of stuff over the years, and I never really had a warming to Yoko, and sort of thought, well, maybe she was the cause of it all. But now I look back and I just think, what an incredible woman she was.
A lot of the stuff that's come out recently, particularly, Paul has been more open about talking about stuff.
That's right.
A lot of documentary stuff about John Lennon particularly come out recently, which kind of shines a bit of a different light.
Yeah.
Some more maybe intimate audio recordings and vision that wasn't released in the past because maybe it was a bit too fresh, too intimate. Yoko has given the okay to release it, and it does paint a much nicer light.
Yeah, well, and even Paul had said that at the time of John's death that they were actually good friends again, and they were doing some stuff together, and they were. Not that they were recording together, but they were having some jam sessions together and spending a bit of time together and stuff like that. So it's a real shame that John had, been shot when he was because who knows what would have happened. I mean, maybe they would have put something out or whatever, and just to sort of see that and see where they had come from the late 60s, and their breakup and how bitter that seemed to be. And even John in documentaries that I've watched has said how bitter that was and that he actually hated Paul. Yeah. At the time. Later on, they actually got along really well again once they... And you can imagine, you got four young blokes living out of each other's pockets for those years.
They were so young at the time too.
Well, I mean, when they started, like
20s,
62... John was born in 1940, so he was only 22 when they really started.
And even by the end, 29. They had a 7-year window.
That's
all that music is done over 7 years.
Yeah, exactly.
When you think about it, you look back, you go, they had this
13 album, 13 studio, 11?
Enormous body of work.
Unbelievable.
7-year period.
Yeah. And if they had been a band that stuck around, say like the Rolling Stones, what would they have produced? Like, my God.
Insane.
So just changed the course of music,
we don't usually talk about music, but
No,
I think this is a pretty important
exactly right.
documentary to come out. The reason really that the original version of the film, again, we say it paints kind of a negative light. Paul has always felt that he was painted very negatively in it and barred the release of it on any kind of home media. Yep. But I've noticed over the last few years he's been a lot more open about talking about things and about letting things out and maybe letting people see what actually happened. So this documentary is produced in full cooperation with Paul, with Yoko, and with Olivia Harrison, who's the widow of George, and with Ringo Starr as well, who's...
but there's some really good stuff. There's some really good stuff on YouTube with interviews with Paul. Over the last few years, and you know, get on and have a look, and just go and search, you know, Paul McCartney interview, and find some stuff of the last few years. And he's actually really quite open about it now, and is much more relaxed with it, and realises it was what it was, and people deserve to know about it.
Well, particularly if they can get this version out and it's going to paint a nicer light on it, you know, why wouldn't you? But when they originally announced this, they had also announced that they were going to reissue the original film, totally remastered as a companion piece. But there's no mention of it here now.
Right, okay.
So anyway, what I was saying in the beginning was that Peter Jackson announced this and the Beatles announced this, and then maybe like a year or so ago, Disney announced that they had picked up the distribution of it for theatres, but now it's evolved into this television series. I don't know whether Disney being on board, now that it's going to Disney Plus, whether this negates any possibility of a home media release. I feel like Apple and the Beatles will probably still have a say in getting it out there physically. Yep. I think there'll be like kind of a different kind of deal there, particularly if Disney's just on as a distributor. And I think that'll probably be if they. Again, there's no mention of in this new press release of that original film being released. But if that does get the re-release, I would imagine if they do like a DVD box set, Blu-ray box set, so it might be on there.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. But anyway, we've got just a quick quote from Peter Jackson, who says, "This phenomenal collection of never-before-seen footage offers an unprecedented look at the close camaraderie, genius songwriting, and indelible impact of one of the most iconic and culturally influential bands of all time. And we can't wait to share the Beatles' Get Back, with fans around the world. In many respects, Michael Lindsay Hogg's remarkable footage captured multiple storylines. A story of friends and of individuals. It is the story of human frailties and of a divine partnership. It's a detailed account of the creative process with the crafting of iconic songs under pressure set amid the social climate of early 1969. But it's not nostalgia, it's raw, honest and humour. Over 6 hours, you'll get to know the Beatles with an intimacy that you've never thought possible. I'm very grateful to the Beatles, Apple Corps and Disney for allowing me to present this story in exactly the way it should be told. I've been immersed in this project for nearly 3 years. I'm very excited that audiences around the world will finally be able to see it." It's going to be so good. I'm so excited
for this.
It's going to be awesome.
And when is it, November or something?
Yeah, it's like over the Thanksgiving weekend. I imagine like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 6
Bring
hours.
it on. I'm just
brilliant. So keen for it.
You just don't understand. Like the first I heard of the Beatles, I was only... Geez, I would only have been 5 or 6 or something like that. And we'd always have uncles and, you know, some of Mum's brothers living with us, and they were all fairly young. Yeah. And they were writing the Beatles, and they'd be playing Beatles music out in their bedroom or their bungalow or wherever they were sleeping and living at the time. And us being kids, we just got sucked into all of it and just really enjoyed it. And particularly my older brother, myself and my older brother, who's 2 years older than me, still to this day really love it. And on almost everything that's released by the Beatles I buy now anyway. Every new version. I don't know how many versions of all their albums I've got. Yeah. But I mean, Steve, my older brother, he's got a couple of original albums, original pressings, which is really cool.
But as an extension, I've obviously grown up with it and was raised on it too. Yeah. So now I'm turning 30 this year. I've been I could probably consider myself a lifelong fan now. Yeah. And this is like a holy grail for me as well. Because you hear over the years, the Let It Be film. Yeah. Like it's that elusive thing, and now finally we're gonna get it. I'm so excited.
And they were always my go-to. Like if you didn't know what you want to listen to, I'd just throw a Beatles album on.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm just pottering around doing stuff, just throw a Beatles album on. It's comfortable. It's nostalgic. It's just, you know, as I said, they changed the course. They changed the course of music forever.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
They certainly did.
And we're forever grateful for
Hey,
it.
one funny thing on Twitter, of course, you can imagine a lot of like diehard music fans and shit were hooking in. Oh, why are you letting Disney release this? Disney are going to butcher it into this 6-hour TV movie. I wanted to see it in theaters, but I'm not going to be supporting Disney. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. If you're going to see it, like, I'm not paying a Disney Plus subscription to watch this, I won't support Disney. If it went to theaters, you'd be fucking supporting Disney anyway.
Paying $20 or $30 for your tickets.
Yeah.
What's Disney for a month?
$8 in the US, yeah.
So there you go. You pay your $8 in the US, or you go and pay $20 for a one-time watching of a 2-hour film.
And you get 6 hours.
Exactly right.
Fucking beautiful. I can't wait for it.
Fucking
and we're lucky. We got the
out
big
there.
screen. We've got the surround sound. It's going to be just...
And I'm going to have it pumping when it's on.
Bliss. It's going to be bliss.
Your mother's going to hate me.
I know.
She doesn't like the music too loud, but I love it.
It's going to be great. Hey,
in fact, I might have Beatles parties with my brother or something.
Yeah, we'll bring him over.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That'd be good.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So if you're watching out there, welcome back. we realized
it was funny.
We realized halfway through that if you're listening out there, you
no interruption,
no difference.
Yep.
But if you're watching out there, that whole last discussion, we just noticed the camera shut off.
Yep.
Halfway through, or like at the beginning of that last discussion.
The one about the Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah. It was so good, we're not going to go back and re-record it. So apologies to everyone who is watching. You've just had like a blank screen for 20 minutes.
Just a blank screen.
I'll have something up there anyway.
Just us or something.
Yeah.
I'll put a little cartoon in
there.
Yeah.
But there'll be something there. Anyway, but anyone, those listening, is just thinking what the hell is going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But welcome back to everybody out there who's watching. We are back.
It was a bit of a technical issue.
A little technical issue with the camera. But, hey, let's...
Hopefully we've sorted that now.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'll keep an eye on it now.
Let's get into some subscriber questions. Hey,
cool.
We've got quite a few to get here.
Let's
whip
through them.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the first ones from Blake.
G'day,
Blake up in Brisbane. How are you, mate?
Hope all's well
viewer, up north.
Patron.
About 2,000 K away.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Hope all is well in Melbourne. We're getting there, mate. With Loki having a very traditional, old-school sci-fi feel to it so far, I've been on a bit of a classic sci-fi retro futurism kick. Blah, blah, blah. What a mouthful. Excuse me. With that, what are some of your favourite classic sci-fi movies? Cheers from Brizzy.
Oh.
You know mine.
Yeah.
War of the no, not War of the
other
Worlds.
one.
Yeah, War of the Worlds is one of them.
Yeah.
Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah.
From early 50s.
Yeah.
Awesome film.
Great movie.
Klatu Barada Nektu.
Yeah, that's it. I think
that's right.
I probably would have said War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds is great.
I love those classic, like, 50s, just crappy sci-fi movies with just shitty special effects.
But you got to look at the special effects for what they were
obviously,
at the time. They were awesome.
But a lot of them were done on low budgets too.
Oh, of course they were.
So they were not, even some of them were, the effects weren't great for the time, but most of them they were like War of the Worlds.
But they were awesome though.
They were great.
Even if they weren't good, they were awesome.
Exactly right, yeah.
That's so that's two
that
for
kind of stuff, yeah.
Two anyway.
Yep.
Thanks, Blake. Okay, here's one from Pete Seamos, old mate up in Sydney.
Sydney, haven't heard from him for a while. Is it a silly Seamos or a serious Seamos this week?
Oh, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Your preferred option: popcorn, Fantails, Maltesers, or Choc Top.
Ooh.
For your information, the correct answer is mix Maltesers into the warm popcorn.
Interesting. Never heard
I'm
that.
I'm going to the supermarket to get some Maltesers.
I've been thinking about wanting to make some popcorn recently.
We haven't used the machine for a while.
With ages.
I'll have to check and see whether the supplies are still any good for it.
Yeah.
So, well, for us, Pete, we when we go to the cinema, we always buy a
jumbo
combo, which will give you two large drinks, 2 popcorn, and 2 Choc Tops.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we get.
Best of all worlds.
So Choc Tops for us.
Yeah,
Choc Top
and
popcorn. Yeah, but I'm definitely going to do that Maltesers on the warm popcorn. Oh, I'm trying to lose weight too.
Yeah.
God.
Good luck.
Thanks, Pete.
Yep, thank you, Pete.
Mongrel.
Yeah.
Regular man.
Yes.
He's a regular.
Regular man.
Regular man gives us regular feedback.
Yeah.
This has come in via email.
Yeah,
Dear Dave Lee and old mate Rick.
Yeah.
This is not my symmetrical. Do you want to read this one out?
Yeah, I'll read it.
One for you to read.
Yeah, he sends it. He's written a couple of like reviews for us on the on the podcast platforms, like on Apple Podcasts. He always comes up, Regular Man.
Yeah.
So he's written in via email. Hey, boys, it's me, your secret reviewer, Regular Man. Fun fact about that name, I didn't choose it. It was actually auto-assigned to me. I guess that's what I'm going by now because I can't figure out how to change it. For my entire life...
I'm there with you, mate. I wouldn't be able to change it.
For my entire life, I've loved Scooby-Doo. I frequently rewatch the TV shows and movies despite having seen them countless times. My personal favourite franchise entries are the made-for-TV movies from 98 to 2001, specifically The Witch's Ghost. Do you two have any piece of Scooby media you're particularly fond of? Keep up the great work on the pod. Thank you, Regular Man.
No, not really.
No?
I just love the original.
You would have grown up with the original show.
Stuff, and that's what I really enjoy.
Yeah, I think I'm probably the same because I grew up on it all
and
as
it's
well.
just the nostalgia of it.
It was always on Boomerang or Cartoon Network. I loved it. They had all those live action films from the night.
And always my favourite part was when Scooby was about to take off and the legs go. I used to love that when I was a kid. That was
show.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go. So
this original stuff.
Yeah.
Kyle Brebner.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Dave and old mate Rick.
Hi, Kyle.
Greetings from Canada. We've been to Canada.
No, we haven't.
We've got to do it. I've wanted to do Canada. I've been to the US, but just
never got over the...
Maybe next time we go to
over
the
the water.
Love it. Two questions for you. Do you think people will become tired of streaming services due to the amount of them in the near future? Mm-hmm. That's question one.
Okay. I think people are already getting tired of the fact that there's too many of them.
Yeah.
But I think also what people are starting to do, which is what we do, is just switch between them. You don't need to be signed up to them all of them the whole time. Just get like a month at a time, depending what you want to watch at that moment.
Get on see what you want to see, and then go into something else the next month.
Well, for us, we have Netflix in perpetuity, and we have Disney Plus. I have like the year subscription.
Yep.
So they're the two main ones that we just have constantly. Yep. Like there's always stuff on them. But other ones, like for example, here in Australia, you've got Stan, Amazon Prime, whatever else there is. You just swap between them depending on what you want to watch at the time. Yeah.
So you're not paying full subscriptions for a whole year.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are going to start doing now.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And then the herd might get thinned out over the years. Maybe.
I think so, yeah.
The slow ones get left behind. Charlie Palmer.
Yeah.
With Luca being released and your close family ties to Italy.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Sorry, I forgot Kyle's second question.
Oh, yeah, the second question.
And what in your opinion are the biggest acting snubs in Oscars history? Personally, I feel Mark Ruffalo should have won for Spotlight and Jake Gyllenhaal should have been nominated for Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was a great film.
Great. Oh,
this is your alley.
There's a lot of snubs over the years. Off the top of my head, I'm shocked that this is really recent, but I'm shocked Mads Mikkelsen didn't get a nomination for Another Round. That movie was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was up for like almost everything else.
Yeah.
He didn't get an acting nod for that. I don't know. Other than that, I would have to get back on that. I have to think about it.
And it's not a question for me because I don't retain that stuff. I've not got much interest in.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I don't always have. I don't follow the Oscars as closely as I used to. But that's off the top of my head. That's one that stuck out for me like this year. Yeah.
Okay, back to Charlie.
Yeah,
Charlie Palmer.
G'day, Charlie.
With Luca being released and your close family ties to Italy and it feeling familiar in certain aspects to you, I was wondering what are some of your favourite family movies? Whether they give you a family-like feeling through their depiction of family or ones that you've watched initially and repeatedly with family. Love from the UK.
Thank you, Charlie. Now, Charlie's a very close follower these days. Yeah. Himself and his girlfriend, actually, they post a lot. So hello to both of you. Thank you so much. I think, if I'm not getting it wrong, I think they came to the podcast via the Mr. Sunday episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So there you go. So
welcome
thanks for
aboard,
sticking around
Charlie.
and for all your support recently to both of you. I appreciate it. The ultimate family movie for me is Vacation.
Oh,
or Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation was mine.
Yeah.
That's one I was going to mention.
Yeah. it's just such a realistic depiction of family.
Yep.
And just the crazy things, whether it's your crazy relatives or just the crazy things that
'Cause we've
happen
all
in
got
a
'em.
household. Yeah. That's, I think, the ultimate family. And we go back to them all the time. We go back to Christmas Vacation every year, and every few years we'll watch the other ones. This year, actually, early this year, after we watched Christmas Vacation, we went, it's been a while since we watched the other ones, and we rewatched
Yeah, that's right.
the other ones. So
European
I think that,
and American.
I think for us, that would be,
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That have to be the one.
yeah.
And a lot of Christmas films.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's the one with the old one?
Miracle on 34th Street.
Both of those.
Yeah.
And
Home Alone.
No, Home Alone. Oh God. James Stewart.
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
So anything like that, because we all have the Christmas movie festivals most year and just watch shitloads over that December period.
Yeah.
So Christmas Vacation probably for me.
Thank you so much, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie. Jamie Farrar.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, if you had the ability to interview anyone living or dead, who would you pick and why? Enjoying the show enjoying the show weekly from hot Las Vegas. Las Vegas.
Yeah.
115 degrees today, Jamie. That equates to
Fahrenheit.
about 46 here because we're in Celsius.
Very hot, yeah.
So it's pretty damn warm.
Yeah. Thanks, Jamie. Oh,
We know that heat. We get that.
I know. If I could interview anyone living or dead, I would probably talk to Walt Disney. I think it'd be fascinating.
Oh, most definitely.
Pick his brains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have to be.
Yep. That's an easy question.
Simple. Yeah.
Yeah. John Lennon for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind sitting with John Lennon.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter, yes. Kalu, no.
Yeah.
Okay. What a great name.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you think they will play it too safe with Space Jam, a new legacy? Why was Kath Susie replaced by Zendaya?
I don't know, play it too safe. I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of things in it they can't get away with that they did in the 90s.
Particularly
naturally,
the
more political climate at the moment. For good reason. It's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of stuff. You look back at that old movie and you go, how'd you get away with that, really? Particularly with the character of Lola, which obviously there's been a big controversy at the moment where they tone the character down or whatever. I like the new version of the character, I think. But we obviously haven't seen the film, but I think it's a better version of the character. You watch back and it's so dated, the original one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it'll play it too safe. I just feel like it'll be... I don't know what it is. I don't know how you answer that question, really. I feel like they'll do what they can within the realms.
They'll push it as far as they can.
Yeah,
push it.
I feel like they will. But again, it's a different climate now than it was.
That's
30
right.
years
It's
ago.
not. Yeah, it's not going to be a film that made 30 years ago.
So it's not a matter of playing it too safe. It's a matter of
playing to the political climate.
Yeah. Why was Kath Susie replaced by Zendaya? Well, the obvious answer would be that they always need to have some sort of celebrity voice in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like recently, they did a TV spot, which is Space Jam: A New Legacy, starring Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and Zendaya as Lola Bunny. So none of the other voice actors got credit. They all were just credited as the character, whereas Zendaya got the credit for doing Lola Bunny. It's a big thing about that at the moment. So obviously they need like a big celebrity to pull it in, I think. Secondly, we don't know the circumstances of Zendaya being offered the role. We can't speak for Kath Susie. Perhaps she didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe she was offered. This is the thing. People jump to conclusions. Why wasn't she given the role? Why wasn't she offered the role? Why have they replaced her? Why that mama? You don't know the full story. They could have gone to her and she said, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. None of us know. So at the end of the day, you can't really say this character's been voiced by numerous people. Kristen Wiig played the character on
really?
TV. Yeah. It's not the first time the character's been done by someone else. I just think it's, you don't know the circumstances surrounding it.
Yeah, that's right. Hard one to answer.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Linda Magaglia.
Yeah.
I've just butchered that, so
Yeah,
sorry, Linda.
about that.
Hey, Dave Lee Down Under, are you a fan of live action video game movies? If you are a fan of live action video game movies.
Okay. Am I a fan of live action video game movies? The ones I've seen I've enjoyed. Tomb Raider.
Yep.
Food's enjoyed them. Can't really think. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog was all right.
What's that animated?
Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
That was pretty cool.
That old Mario movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, I think.
I can't remember.
Awful. But yeah, I think I enjoyed the video game movies.
Yeah, some of them were good.
Yeah.
Next one and last one.
Yeah.
Mr. Josh.
Yeah.
G'day, Mr. Josh.
Mr. Josh.
What recently released movie do you think will be considered a classic as the years go by?
Always tough. We get into this argument about, this discussion about classics.
Classics,
again.
yeah, exactly.
I think you got to look at movies that have had some sort of impact, that have changed something about the landscape of cinema. I mean, the first thing that comes to your head is Avatar. Not a huge fan of the movie.
Yep.
But it changed the entire face of cinema. So that's obviously that's like nearly 20 years old now anyway.
Is it that old?
10 to 15 years old, something like that. Have a look. Have you plugged your thing? No, you're right.
No, I'm okay.
Avatar, something like even like the Lord of the Rings movies, like they changed the scope, but it's something more recent, like Mission Impossible movies. They have completely changed like the face of action films, stuff like that. Even like Christopher Nolan's films like Tenet or Interstellar, they will go down as being classics of cinema, I think.
2009.
Yeah.
So 12 years.
12 years, yeah. I think it's by the time they release the rest of the movie, it's going to be like 2030 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you go. Yeah, that's what I think. And I think is that it for the questions?
That's it.
And beautiful. Closing out the show. Thank you everyone for listening. That is all we have time for today.
And watching.
Mostly. Some of it. Yeah. Some of it, other than the Beatles bit. The podcast goes out every single Monday on all podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and Audible. A visual element is also available to view on YouTube, which goes out 2 days earlier to Patreon supporters. So head over to patreon.com/Dave Lee Down Under to get your 2-day early access.
And it's cheap too.
It's cheap for as little as $1 a month, yeah.
Cheapy.
Cheap. Don't forget the video podcasts are on a new channel if you want to watch them. And watch most of the time, you get the full episode. Most of the time, you get the full app. You can, of course, find me on YouTube at Dave Lee Down Under, over on Twitter and Instagram, and Letterboxd. Links for everything down in the description below. Also, links for the podcast platform if you're watching. Or if you're listening, there's the YouTube.
Or watching.
Or whatever. Yeah, some of it, yeah. If you're listening to the podcast platform, please leave a review and a rating. It helps.
Only good ones.
Don't
like bad ones.
A bit of a preview for YouTube coming up this current week.
I have to go see my therapist when we get a bad one.
Yeah, no, me too. Last week, I dropped my Luca review, my Fast 9 review, my Fast 9 interviews, all 20 minutes of them. I have just dropped my Pixar New Era ranking, and the night that this goes up on Monday, I will also be uploading my all 24 Pixar movies ranked. So that's
it's a big one.
The 2 final Pixar ranking videos will now be out there. These are ones I've been working on for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I've had these ones sitting ready to go since January. I prepped them in January. My Mysterious Benedict Society review will be up this week as well. Again, I'm taking part in the junket for Space Jam 2. I should have a small video for that, I think this week, maybe the weekend after. It depends on when the studio wants me to launch it. I'm feeling they'll probably want me to put it up closer to film release, so it might be a few weeks off. I'm not too sure. I'm working on my next Evolution at the moment, which I do plan to have out at the end of the month. I think I should probably track to have it ready by the end of the month. If not, it'll be like the first week of next month. Don't forget the Weakest Link.
Yes.
This Tuesday, the 22nd, Channel 9 at 9:20 p.m. If you miss it, you can watch it on the Channel 9 Now catch-up app. If you're overseas or whatever, we will play some clips of it on the show next week.
Awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks again to old mate Rick for joining me.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks everybody out there for listening.
Thanks for listeners and watchers. Part-time watchers.
Part-time watchers, yeah. All right, guys, take it easy. I appreciate it. Take care.
Take care.